We were on a little field trip. A little field trip. Oh, yes. Did you have so much fun? Yes, you did. Oh, I'm ready for a nap. I think I scared everyone away. Or I bored everyone away with our field trip. Let's see. Aren't you so cute? Aren't you so cute? You're so cute. How's your bump? How's your baby bump? Is it coming along? Oh, so cute. He's so cute. Oh. What? Come here. Come here. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's bump vision. Little bump vision right there. Oh, no, she's too wiggly. Your bump's all high and tight still. You got ways to go, huh? Don't ya? Don't ya? Let me see. Oh, I know what I keep needing to do and forgetting. It's revolution time. Yes. Remember when you first came here and you had the fleas? And you had the worms? You had fleas and roundworms. And so this is revolution. This will treat and prevent fleas and deworms, and it also does ear mites. So we give this to them every month. Come here. She's very squirmy. You're very squirmy. Oh, I'll do it while you're eating. No. Let's see. Oh, she wants snuggles. It just has to be done on the back of the neck. Oh. Don't squirm while I'm doing this. I can't actually scruff her because that's why I need to do it. There we go. Got it. Good girl. All done. Where are the treats? It's just a liquid that gets squeezed on the back of their neck or between their shoulder blades. You can see she's noticed it. It doesn't hurt them. Sometimes it feels a little bit funny. There you go. When I do it to Panzeroo, he like takes off running like it's chasing him. Do you like that? You get treats because you were a good girl. And should we refill your bowl? Treats in there for you. There you go. There you go. Fat stuff. Oh, so I don't think I updated the whiteboard today. We can have Eve's snack cam. Oh, I don't think I did. Although it could be 14 to 20 days. We don't know. I'm going to change it anyway. So, in case you missed it, Eve had an x-ray yesterday, and we basically learned nothing except that she's going to have babies later than we thought. But we didn't see how many babies, because it's too early apparently. There you go. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. She does appear to be quite healthy. Which is good. She had all the usual stuff, worms and fleas and everything. But she's doing great, settling in really well. Very sweet cat. She does paw at the window sometimes, you've noticed. I don't know why that is, except that she gets really nervous when I open the window, and she smells the outside air. I think it's a nervous mama thing, because there are squirrels and probably raccoons and there's probably all sorts of stuff out there. I've seen another cat out there. I mean, all sorts of stuff. So, I think it's likely she's reacting to that stuff. And, but it's funny, I don't know if you were watching, was it yesterday that I opened the window and the fresh air came in and she immediately started growling and got nervous. So, she is a little bit of a nervous cat around new people. And certainly she found the little Sesame Street kittens just terrifying, just horrendous. But she's very busy tonight. She's very busy. But she's quite a sweet, affectionate cat. We never know their history. We don't know anything about her, so we don't know what her situation was, except that she showed up one day under someone's porch, and she obviously has been socialized by humans because she's quite friendly. She just gets nervous. It's hard to follow her with the camera because she's moving around a lot. Wait, oh, the white rat keeps falling out. What else? Yeah, she's gonna need, her bump's gonna get a lot bigger. It just is. The cats we fixed today will get released back tomorrow. We actually trapped them today. We fast them overnight so that they don't, otherwise there's a risk that they will aspirate in surgery, which is basically they vomit and then they inhale some of the vomit, and it actually is quite dangerous for cats. So to avoid that, that's why we fast them for 12 hours before. So they're fasting tonight, and then they will go in first thing in the morning, have their surgeries, and then they wake up and make sure that they're okay, and then we release them in the evening. So I'll be going back tomorrow, probably around 4, and then I'll release them, and then I'll feed everyone. And if Rollins is around, I may try to trap him. I don't know. Just see. Rollins is the one with glaucoma that we did not see at all today. But we have, again, that's a tough call because most TNR groups will keep them for a couple of days, but we have found that they're so stressed and they're so uncomfortable being in the traps that they don't eat, they don't drink, they don't really go to the bathroom, and so we in conjunction with our vets feel that it is kinder to them to return them immediately, so that they can just go back to their nest and they've got all they have their friends there, their family, they know where to find food. We provide lots of extra food for them. They're so much safer and happier. Their stress level will be much lower, and so far all the cats we've returned have I've seen quite a few of them. They're all doing great. So in this particular situation, we feel that it's kindest to return them as quickly as possible. How does it work with the pregnant mamas, the feral moms? So we have 5 of them now that we have trapped and are keeping at Laps. We have the first one we trapped, we were able to put into foster care, which is so great. So we suspect that she either has had some contact with humans, or she's, someone dumped her there a long time ago, and she just kind of became part of the colony. We don't know for obviously we don't know for sure, but she actually lets them pick her up. She's not aggressive, so that's very exciting. That one is named Doe. I don't have a picture of her, but she is in the catalog. So in her case, she will have her babies, and then her foster family and Laps will determine whether she might be happy being adopted in a home. And so, because obviously ideally we would like to get them adopted into loving homes. All the babies will be spayed and neutered and adopted, because the babies, even if they're born to feral mums, the babies, as long as they get socialized, will be just lovely, wonderful cats, just like any other cats, like the jungle kittens. So, hi there. Hi. So the timing depends again on the mama cat, on the stress level. If we have one that's just super panicky and stressed and is aggressive to the staff and is, charging the walls and things like that, if she reaches a certain stress level, she can actually present a danger to the babies. So if we have a situation like that, we would probably spay her and return her sooner rather than later. And then if we have to bottle feed the kittens, we'll bottle feed the kittens until they're old enough to be weaned. We just have to kind of evaluate it on a case-by-case basis. So it's definitely tricky. Diseases, if you're asking about diseases at the feral cat colony, we've seen surprisingly few. We've had one upper respiratory infection that turned out to be bacterial. We had it tested because we saw a few of the cats sneezing, and I wanted to know, like, if it's something like herpes or Kalichi virus, it would be interesting just from a research perspective to know how quickly and how far it spread in the colony. And also helpful for us to know, like, if they have Kalichi virus, which is highly contagious, then, you know, we want to be careful when we bring them into the shelter, et cetera, et cetera. So it was good that it's a bacterial infection, because that's nothing that is of really greater concern to the rest of the colony. And we've tested a few of them for feline leukemia, and they've come back negative. TNR experts don't recommend testing for feline leukemia, just because of the expense involved and because of the it's a small percentage of cats, and they wouldn't probably survive very long. But we have tested the ones that have had any sort of indication that, you know, they may have something going on. So it's a fine line between, you know, we have to be responsible with very limited resources, but yet we want to have the biggest impact possible, and all that stuff. Thank you, Crazy Cat Lady. That's very nice of you to say. I feel like I'm probably also a crazy cat lady, so you're amongst friends. What made me pick Eve? Well, Eve was brought in by someone who watches Tiny Kittens. And so I thought that was kind of a neat story to tell. And she also was the least pregnant of the 3 pregnant cats we got in at the roundup. And I had the Sesame Street kittens, and I knew that it would be difficult from a just number of hours in a day perspective if she was going into labor when I was trying to do adoptions and spays and neuters and stuff for the Sesame Street kittens, because that can be pretty time consuming. Well, both of those things are pretty time consuming. So and of course, one look at that little face and she's just so darling. But all 3 of the cats that came in are lovely, but those are kind of some of the reasons I picked her. We did see 2 other pregnant cats today while we were out there. Laps is now, as of today, completely full, and our foster homes are full. I think we have a few foster homes available, and or we have maybe 1 or 2 that are on vacation and coming back soon. But the shelter is full, and you know, it's kitten season, so we have lots of little kittens that are not available yet, but they will be becoming available in the next couple of weeks. But it presents a bit of a challenge, so we saw 5 pregnant cats today. We had space for 3, and we were able to trap 3, so that worked out, but we know there are more out there. So it's going to be a challenge now, because the ones we have are taking up 5 spaces at Laps for minimum 6 weeks each, which is pretty significant. So we have a couple of options we're working on to sort of increase our capacity, but it's definitely going to be a bit of a challenge. You're so cute. Do they get vaccinated for the feral cats? So we have not been vaccinating them because the expense is significant, and you can't give them boosters, and so the effectiveness of the vaccine, I mean, it's probably better than nothing, but it's not enough to guarantee them safety, and so there would be benefit to doing it, but it would mean that we could do fewer spays and neuters. So we for now are not vaccinating. We don't have rabies up here, so I mean we have occasionally rabies up here, but it's very limited. It's not generally a big concern. So we don't lick that. It will taste yucky. It will make you drool. So we're not vaccinating, just resources. Oh, what is the difference between M1 and M2 designation for cats in the main colony? So it's just two, we have kind of two sub-colonies. One is on the periphery, which is where we have permission to feed them, and then one is, within the property where we do not have permission to go. The property owner has been very helpful and is spending a lot of time trapping cats. So the M1 cats are coming from his side of the property, and the M2 ones. So I haven't been able to catalog the M1 cats unless they're trapped, unless he traps them and brings them to us. So, or we get them from him. So the M2 cats are the ones that I've been able to catalog. If that makes sense. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness, what is going on up there? Those cats. There's a bug that got in the house. And the teens are up there. They are going crazy. So we're definitely learning a lot with this project. Learning a lot for sure. And I think every TNR colony is a little bit different. There are so many variable factors. Oh, you like that, don't you? So it's possible. Oh, sorry. It's been a long day. Kimsey's from Leopard Bobcat and Big Brother Jaeger was there with me today, and we had to chop down, brush and small tree branches and things, and the drop traps are about the size of this quilt. So you have to have you have to clear a level spot in the forest and the underbrush for them. And then when the cats, so we had traps all over, and then when the traps get triggered, you have to get the cat covered really fast so that they don't panic, because they get really panicked. And so we're running through the trees, getting stuck on blackberries. And then when we finally got in our cars, we were both like, oh, we're so sore and tired and old. Yes. It's amazing exercise. It is. TNR is good exercise. Kim brought snacks for us, and we thought we would have a leisurely, kind of afternoon, and it was intense the whole time. But it was good. Oh, yes. What a good girl. What a good girl. You're so cute. See, she's a lovely cat. Lovely cat. Oh, how about some close-ups? Oh, there she is. So it's too early for belly vision. It's going to be at least another week. So if you can imagine, there will probably be twice the belly there for when it's time for belly vision. She's going to get big. And we actually do have some volunteers. The Operation Jungle Moms ladies are chomping at the bit to get involved, but we've had to be so careful about earning the trust of the property owner, and you know, we have to be really careful to respect his wishes and his rules for where he's okay with us being and where he doesn't want us to be. And so we're trying to be very careful to respect his privacy and not give him any reason to withdraw support for the project. So we were able to bring another volunteer into it today to help with transporting cats, and so that was extremely helpful. And so hopefully the more we do this, the more I think the more we'll get the trust of the people down there, and I think it will be good. So yeah, so this was the first time that we actually did the trapping ourselves, because we did it on our side of in the M2 colony. It was our first one over there, so it was good. And the property owner is great. Like he's very concerned about the welfare of the cats. He's very helpful. He has good reason to be protective of his property. So we're just grateful that he's willing to work with us, and he's put a lot of time into it, and he's actually now advocating on our behalf to some of his neighbors, because some of his cats have migrated over to one of the neighboring farms and then come back, and so it's kind of the colony has grown so large that it's kind of breaking off into sub-colonies all around. So, you know, the goal is to try to you have to get the majority of the entire colony, or they'll just reproduce again within a year, probably less than that, within a month. Yeah. So, yeah, so M1 and M2 are just different sub-colonies of the colony. One is like on the property itself, which we do not have permission to access, and the one is on the edge of the property, which we do have permission to access and have set up a feeding station, and that's where we trap today. And so it's been really interesting to study this colony, because they're actually pretty close proximity to each other, but totally different. Like there's a little bit of overlap of cats between the two, but it's for the most part different cats. During breeding time, they kind of intermingle, and then they just kind of stick to themselves. It's kind of been neat to see how the relationships, and you can see very distinct family resemblances. So it's been pretty cool. I think it's been cool, but also hard at times. It's not like Eve, where you can snuggle and have purrs and pets and things like that. It's rewarding in a different way. Update on Nori and Nova. Unfortunately, I do not. I saw Nova on the camera footage about a week ago. She looked gigantic. I've sent the photos to the property owner to be on the lookout. He's been really good about. He's actually set up some safe nesting places for them, and is keeping an eye out, and he's checking for kittens and all that stuff. So Oh, and I have like 3,500 photos to go through from the camera for the last couple of days, so. Oh. I think he's actually assisting us quite a bit, the property owner. I think he has totally legitimate reasons to want privacy. That's all I can say about it. And he has gone very far above and beyond to help us, and he's put a lot of time and effort into it. So it's not a situation that, I don't know. That's all. I can't really say anything more about that. He feeds them. He takes, when they get sick, he tries to catch them and take care of them. He's a very good human being. And he's been really helpful. And one of the reasons his colony is so large is because he does not use what he calls the farmer's solution to control the size of the colony, which is disposing of them in any number of inhumane ways. So that is, part of the reason there are so many cats there, because he tries to actually care for them. Yeah, I should go to bed. Any word on the kittens that were found and who the mama is? I don't know who the mom is of these. It sounded like, from what he said, that it's one that I do not have cataloged. So we are now going to see if we have a bottle feeder foster home available. And then we'll have to get a little more information, and then we'll have to make a tough decision about whether to take the babies when we have the opportunity to do so, but when they're younger than ideal, or whether to risk them being, well, they'll definitely be moved. He says that they're typically moved around 7 days old, so we have basically until they're a week old to take them, basically, and try to trap the mom. Or we wait till they're old enough to be weaned and hope that we can find them and catch them, which is much more difficult and much less likely. So we either have a guaranteed to get all the kittens and make sure they're all spayed and neutered and socialize them so they're all adopted in a sort of less than ideal process initially, or we risk that any number of bad things can happen. It's a tough call, right? So yeah. So anyway, I will keep you posted on that. I think I am going to go to bed. You talked me into it. Yeah, TNR is like tough decision central, basically. All right. Okay, so tomorrow I will be returning them, and I will probably have more to share with you. I've got the 3,500 photos from the camera to look through. So I may have some, I don't know, I'll post some stuff if there's anything interesting. Facebook.com/peopleforhappiercats is where the TNR stuff is mostly being chronicled, although a lot of it is being shared on Tiny Kittens. So, what tinykittens.com/cats is where you can see all the photos of the cats. And I think that's it. Oh, I could put this away. Alright. Oh, I should make a note. I'm definitely gonna be sore tomorrow. We're gonna keep the project going as long as we can. So as long as we have money and as long as we have permission, it's gonna take a while for sure, because there are just so many cats there. And it's hard to get an exact count without being able to catalog the other 2 colonies, but just the colony we're cataloging is over 80, and that's only cats that I can uniquely identify. I don't catalog them if like we have a lot of tabbies, like we have a lot of brown mackerel tabbies that look similar. And it's really hard to tell, like different lighting makes them look different. I mean, it's just impossible to tell. So I have 86 that I've uniquely identified, or possibly more. Let me see. 87 as of today. 87 uniquely identified just in M2. So it's a lot. I'm just moving the revolution to today. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, now I'm going for real. For real. So let's put the night lights on. There we go. Good night, darling Eve. Oh, good night, darling Eve. Oh, I just touched your revolution. I think I touched it. Come here. Come here, darling Eve. Lay where everyone can appreciate your beauty. Oh, you're so cute. So cute. All right. Good night for real. You too, Miss Eve. I'll see you tomorrow.